Hey y'all, Mama Snark here. I am here with a video I've been wanting to do for a long time and just haven't gotten around to it. But this is going to be a video for my must-have Amazon Essential travel items. And this isn't going to be specific to Disney World like a lot of my packing videos are. This is going to be just traveling in general, whether I'm driving, flying, going to Disney, going to Chicago to see my brother, etc. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm Mama Snark. I do a lot of traveling. Most of my channel is dedicated to traveling with little ones, but honestly, just traveling in general. I'm not one that likes to stay put. I like to travel and go. So over the years, I have weeded out the good items and the not necessary items or the overrated ones. So I'm here to show you some of my absolute favorite travel items. So first thing we're going to begin with, bags. If you're traveling, you need something to put all of your things in. So my first item I'm going to show you is my favorite suitcase for flying. Like I said, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, you know that I usually fly Spirit Airlines personal item only because I am cheap. But on the rare case that I do have to check luggage, say if we're going for like a week, or like in the case of my trip coming up here very shortly, I'm actually flying Southwest for the first time, where you get free checked luggage. So this is my favorite suitcase. See if I can get this in the shot here. For checked luggage when I'm flying. This is the big size. I actually have the medium size in my closet already packed full of stuff for a trip coming up in a couple of weeks. So that's why I'm showing you the big one. My favorite one for checking though is going to be that, I think it's like the 29 inch, or no, the 26 inch. This is the 29 inch, is the 26 inch one, because I found that if I have something this big when I'm flying, I'm going to go over the weight limit. It's going to be over 50 pounds. So that 26 inch one that I have already packed in my closet is the perfect size to like not go over weight limits. But this is the, I don't know if you can see the little symbol here. I think it's like Travel Pro Light. Travel Pro. It's the Travel Pro Light. So if you've been around for a while, you'll know that my favorite suitcase this size to pack if we're doing like a road trip or something is my Vera Bradley case, just because it's super hard and it, you know, I can pack everything in it. This one, it's still a hard-sided suitcase, but it's very light and bendy, which is the whole thing of why I like this one for checked luggage, because it's light. So I have Vera Bradley one that I love, but it's a little bit too heavy. That's my go-to for road trips. And then I also have a Samsonite one. That's that 26 inch, like the one that I have packed in my closet, but it weighs more than the 26 inch of my Travel Pro light suitcase. So if you're flying an airline, especially an airline like Spirit, where you only get 40-pound weight limit, every ounce matters. So having something that's going to be, it's still hard-sided, so it's still like somewhat rainproof. I mean, if it gets caught in like a torrential downpour, if you have it strapped to the hood of your like SUV or something, it's going to leak through the seams. But if it's coming off of an airplane, you know, and getting put on the trolley and stuff in a downpour, the hard-sided suitcase is going to protect it for the most part from everything inside of it getting soaking wet. And then it also has, let's see if I can pick it up. It also has the spinner wheels. So it's super easy to wheel through an airport. Like you're not having to, you know, bend back on it and pull it, which most luggage these days come with the 4 spinner wheels, but I can't say enough good things about this. As far as like durability, and this thing has been tossed around. We've used it plenty. It's been strapped to our SUV, etc. So the Travel Pro Light, I like it better than the Samsonite one that I have. So favorite checked luggage there. And then now moving on to, like I said, if you are a regular here on the channel, you know that my favorite way to travel is cheap Spirit Airlines. Personal item only, because I don't want to have to pay for luggage, or I don't want to have to pay for a carry-on, which I have done occasionally, but for the most part, I have become a pro at personal item only packing. And I'll also insert in the description box everything that you see here, as well as a link to my like packing video playlist. So you can go through if you're interested in seeing how I cram everything into personal items, because let me tell you, I'm good at it. But I've tried a few different of the like personal item size backpacks. This one is hands down my favorite. So I have another one that I used recently on a trip with hubby. It's like a mint green color, but it has several pockets on the front. And if you fill the pockets to capacity, it's gonna make it a little bit too thick. And if they, which I have seen them do, if they are in a mood and they wanna make everyone put their personal item in that sizer, it might not fit. This one, without a doubt, no matter how much I stuff it, it is gonna be within that size regulation, and it will just click right down into that personal sizer, and you're not gonna end up getting charged $100 for a carry-on item at the gate. I've seen them do it, folks. So don't play with the measurements. So this one, like I said, I'll link everything down below. I think it's usually like $40 on Amazon, but it is exactly Spirit Airlines personal item specs. It has lots of zipper compartments. And what I really love about this one, you know, it unfolds completely like a suitcase so that you can pack in it. This one came with packing cubes. So like this one here, if I am doing just a quick weekend trip, I was able to get all of my clothes in this one. If I'm doing a little bit more, honorable mention here, packing cubes, y'all have recently fallen in love with them. I can fit a like regular size packing cube full of clothes down in here, and it fills up that bottom compartment. And then I still have this whole space here to put like my toiletries and other items that I need. So honorable mention packing cubes, side tangent. I'll link like these down below. I found that the cheap, just regular ones are my favorite versus the compression ones. I have a few of these and they work well if I'm not trying to compress them. But I found that the way that I pack them, y'all, I pack these things like a brick. They are so dense with clothes, but I get it to fit and I get it to zip up. But I found because of the way that I pack, I am unable to compress it even more and like zip the compression zipper. So I honestly wouldn't waste money on the compression ones. I would just get the plain Jane. You know, I think you can get them for like a whole set for 15 bucks. And I have the bigger one and another of like this medium sized one packed in my suitcase for a trip that I'm taking in a couple of weeks. But yeah, so I like this bag the best out of all of them that I've tried for like the Spirit Airline personal bags, because it comes with that packing cube and it opens up. It does have like the stretchy toggle if you would like to, you know, cinch it down a little bit more. It has a wet bag compartment. You can put your toiletries in here just in case your toiletries bust. It has another little zipper. I like to put my electronic cords in here. So like all of my charger cables and like my GoPro batteries and stuff, I like to put in this little net. It has a front pocket that has a few extra little sleeves that you can put your items in. You can put your ID in there, and then an extra little zipper pocket on the front. It has a laptop sleeve in the very back, which I typically don't travel with my laptop because I'm the type that I'd rather go on the trip, film the content, and then come home and start working on it, just because I want to enjoy my trip a little bit and I don't like to work when I'm on vacation. But I have actually had to bring my laptop with me on one trip when I was going to film Festival of the Holidays, and I had it uploaded the next morning. Like, so specifically I was going there just for that, so I did pack my laptop for that trip. Y'all, it made this thing so heavy. But it was necessary for that particular trip. So if you're going on business and you need to bring your laptop, I have a, I think like 16-inch Razer laptop or something like that. But it fit in here no problem. All the cables fit in here. My mouse fit in here. So yes, this has been my absolute favorite for Spirit Airlines. And then it also has the cup holders on either slot, on either side of it. And you can clip the little clips after you pack your suitcase to like cinch it down even further and make it even smaller. And that'll kind of keep the cup holder from popping out. So So it's got a cup holder on either spot. So I usually put like my rain, my umbrella in one, and then a water bottle in the other one. So other side tangent, if you're packing for like a little weekend trip to Disney World, like I do a lot of times, I found when I went for my last weekend trip with a girlfriend, she was so impressed. I can fit an entire park bag. Honorable mention, Vera Bradley Essential Backpack is one of my favorite park bags, as well as the Vera Bradley like small size backpack. But I could fit this essential size backpack inside of this laptop sleeve here and get it to zip up. And when I get to my destination, I just pull this out and put my park essentials in it, so I'm not having to carry around this big backpack in the parks with me. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about this specific backpack if you're flying Spirit Airlines. So when I'm flying Spirit Airlines personal item only, if I'm flying by myself, like solo as an adult, or like when hubby and I did a trip as just adults, backpack 1000% the way to go, because it's going to disperse the weight a little bit better so you don't have any like misalignment or whatever be the case. Now, if I'm going with my kids, we each get a personal item. So in that case, this is my absolute favorite Spirit Airlines personal bag. Again, it is the exact dimensions that you need to be able to just click it down in that sizer without being charged for it. And the only way that I bring this is if I have a stroller with me, because otherwise I don't like the crossbody bag, because it doesn't disperse your weight evenly. It's gonna mess my shoulders up, it's gonna mess my hips up, it's gonna mess my back up. I don't wanna have to like carry it, because again, I pack those packing cubes with my clothes like a brick. Like it is a dense 40-pound like brick of clothing in my suitcase whenever I go personal item only, because I'm stuffing everything in there. So this fits perfectly inside the storage basket of my kid's Bob stroller. So the heaviest item that I have, I'm not wearing. I'm just clicking it down in the basket of the Bob stroller and wheeling it through the airport. And then I'll have a backpack for my other personal item or my kid's personal item that has the entertainment stuff, like the snacks, the tablets, the toys, the, you know, things like that that you need when you're traveling with a kid. So this little like tote bag came with, if I can open it, it came with this whole little set here of packing cubes. And I will insert a picture here for you of when I took it to Disney World with my son the last time, of how beautifully everything fits in it. But it comes with, you know, a big size packing cube that I put clothes in, and then a medium size packing cube that I put usually my kids' clothes in, and then another one that I put usually like odds and ends, sometimes toiletries, usually odds and ends. And then I can also fit one of those TSA toiletry bags in it as well, with the sound machine too. So they all just kind of like, see if I can sort of show you. They all just kind of like fit like so inside of here. And I've gotten a week's worth of clothing for myself and a kid, and our toiletries and a sound machine in this bag. And then all I had to bring was a backpack with airplane entertainment and toys. So this, if I have a kid with me and I have a stroller to put this bag in and I'm not like carrying it, is my favorite. I can fit more in this than I can in that backpack, just because of how perfectly like rectangular the setup is and the module of putting the packing cubes in. This I can fit a lot more in, just, you know, physics and space. But again, if I'm by myself, that backpack's the way to go, because I don't want this hanging on my shoulder. So that's it for bags. Now, item number 2, that is non-negotiable for me. And I've taken a trip recently with a girlfriend, and I sent her a link and I was like, hey, make sure you bring one of these. And she didn't listen. And we got to Disney World and she was like, oh my gosh, I should have listened. And that is filtered water bottles. And it doesn't have to necessarily be filtered. Like you can bring just an empty water bottle. A lot of airports and places will have the like water bottle fill up, but not all of them do. And my husband says I'm that little girl from Signs with the water when she goes, it's contaminated. I'm very weird about my water and like the taste of water. You will not find me with the bottle of Dasani unless I'm completely desperate. I am one of those that like the taste of water is big for me. So filtered water bottles are a must for me. This goes if I'm going to Disney World, if I'm flying to Chicago to see my brother, if I'm flying like anywhere. Now, if I'm traveling by car, like on a road trip, I'll just get a case of bottled water from Costco and I'll be good. But traveling to like a theme park, or if I'm going to a zoo for the day, if I'm going on any kind of like full day outing, I bring one of these because I don't want to have to pack 15 bottled waters with me because I drink a lot of water. So my favorite filtered water bottle, hands down, I've tried a lot of them, Brita. The ease of like drinking out of the spout is like no other, like it's so smooth. The filters that go in it, like the little carbon, and they all do basically the same thing. It's not going to filter out like contaminants. It's more of just taste. But the filters that go in the Brita, the little charcoal filters here, let's see if I can get it to focus. You can find these like cheap on Amazon, the knockoff brands. It doesn't have to be Brita branded. They all do the same thing. But I found that I can find like the knockoff brands for cheap for the Brita filters versus the other ones. So if I'm going, say, to Disney World, which is my usual destination, between October and April, I'll bring this one because it's more lightweight. It's just a plastic, and it's a little bit easier to like carry around all day in my backpack. But if I'm going in the summer months, like I'm going, like I said, on a trip in a couple of weeks, I bring the stainless steel because I can fill this sucker up with ice from the vending machine in the hotel first thing in the morning, fill it with water, and then just refill it with water throughout the day. It keeps ice for an entire park day in the middle of Florida, in the middle of summer, because I've taken it in August and September last year. This stainless steel is amazing. Yeah, can't beat it. Like I said, cheap water filters, drinks easily, has the little handle here. So when I'm with my kids and I have a stroller with me, I have a stroller hook hooked to like the handle of the stroller, and I just click this right in it and it hangs on the stroller, and it's easy access. So Brita is hands down my top choice. My second choice for my kid is this one, and I don't even know what brand it is, Daffy. I found it on Amazon. It was like $8 for this one, but it's really little. I think it's like 8 or 10 ounces or something, but it's the absolute perfect size for my 4-year-old, and also it would be for my 6-year-old. I'd have to get another color for him because he's not going to drink pink because kids, but it has the little hook, so I can hook it to a carabiner on the stroller, on the backpack, whatever, if I don't have, you know, a little holder for it for whatever reason. And it does the same thing with the little charcoal filters, and you can get refill filters as well. But honestly, I feel like you can just get a whole new bottle for the same price. But we only use this at like Disney, or if we're doing like a full day zoo trip or something. But this is my favorite for my kids. I don't like to share a water bottle with my kids. If you have kids, you know, textured water, I can't. Honorable mention is a Philips. This one I think was under $20, and this is my son's favorite color, but it has that filter in it, basically the same thing. It does have a loop for me to like hook it on the stroller or in a carabiner. It was not the easiest. Let's see, is it closed? Open. Okay, open. It's not the easiest to drink out of with this spout. I much prefer the like straw sipper of the Brita than I do this like squeeze spout, because it was very hard to like squeeze the water out or like drink it. The suction of it kind of played against you. So Brita is still my number one. This is a lot more lightweight than the Brita, I'd say by a couple ounces. So that's why I went with this one for a certain trip. But given the choice, get this one for sure. Like every time. Okay, so that's my number 2. My number 3, again, non-negotiable for me, regardless of where I'm going, road trip, flying, whatever, is a sound machine. White noise, have to have it. At home, we all sleep with fans, like floor fans for the white noise, and I cannot sleep in silence. Like, I literally won't sleep. I'll wake up for every little thing that I hear. I'm a very light sleeper. So these are some of my favorites. This one is my favorite for if we're doing a road trip, or if for some reason, or like if I check a bag and I just have extra space. This is my kid's favorite. So it, you know, plugs in USB to the outlet or a battery pack or whatever, but it has the nighttime projection stars on it, as well as sound machine noises. So it has white noise, rain, and then different like lullaby songs or something. All of these, if you don't set a time, like it has a spot on here for you to set the time, but all of these that I'm showing you, if you don't set a time, it'll just run continuously. So if you are exhausted, you've had a full beach day, a full Disney day, you just need sleep, it'll run for, 12, 14 hours, however long you or your kid needs to sleep. So this one is my favorite only if I'm doing car traveling or if I'm checking a bag and just happen to have extra space. I'll do this one for them. Like I said, it's their favorite one. But other than that, these two are my favorites. This one right here is my absolute favorite. The noise on this one is my favorite white noise. Like, again, I'm very particular in my white noise and my fan noise. And I have found the perfect one on this. And I have the perfect volume set to it to where I just get a blissful night's sleep. And also, you can see how tiny it is. Like, it literally fits in the palm of my hand. So when I'm traveling, that Spirit personal item only, this takes up little to no room. And it just, it's beautiful. It also has, let's see. It's the noise. It also has a little night light. 2 brightness settings. 3 brightness settings. It has music as well. Like I said, I just like that white fan noise. It does come with like a carry strap. So if you need to like hook this to a baby carrier, flip it in on itself, hook it to the loop of a baby carrier, onto a stroller bar, something like that if you're on the go, it takes up literally no space. The only negative for this one is that it is a micro USB port. So I have to make sure that I'm traveling with something that has a micro USB cord. All of my devices are USB-C. My phone, my camera, my chargers, my Magic Band, all of that, or not the Magic Band, but phone, camera, chargers, all of that USB-C. So I have to make sure I have a specific cord with me if I'm packing this to be able to charge it. So if I'm staying more than one night, I need to charge this one, obviously. But super lightweight, very small. This is my absolute go-to, hands down favorite white noise machine. Runner up for that, it's not that much bigger. I mean, it's bigger than that one. It also comes with a like clip, so you can hook it to a stroller bar or a like baby carrier or something like that if you need to. It's the Dr. Talbot's. This one is a USB-C charge, which is great. Another thing I really like about this one is it has a lock and unlock on it. So when it's in that locked position, you're not going to accidentally press buttons. This one, on a recent trip to Disney, it turned on at some point in my backpack and I was like, what is that sound? And I realized something had pressed a button on this and it was just going in my backpack. So I do like that it has the lockable feature, so it's not just draining battery getting turned on accident. It does as well have the night light. Let's see. So it does have the different night light features as well. And again, this one has like the lullaby sound and the different fan and white noise sounds on it. And if you don't set a timer, it'll run continuously. This is my runner-up choice comes with a USB-C chargeable, but like any of my chargers, I know I can charge this with. So runner up for that one. Next thing is going to be portable chargers. If you're traveling, you need to charge things. So if you're not in your car, if you're flying, if you're going to be all day at a theme park or a zoo or whatever, odds are you're going to have to charge your phone at least once, because everything is done on your phone. You're taking pictures, you're potentially taking videos. If you're at Disney, you're using My Disney Experience to book your Lightning lanes and your Genie Plus and your restaurant reservations and your mobile orders and all of that stuff. So my absolute favorite charger is going to be, like I said, I just keep it in this little thing, but it's an Anchor charger. Has the USB-C chargeability. It's super lightweight. It fits in my backpack. Doesn't take up a whole lot of space. It's very light. I can get like 3 charges off of this, like full charges. So this is going to be my go-to if I am at a theme park, like if I'm planning to be at Disney or something like that for a full day. I'm talking rope drop to fireworks. That's going to be my go-to. Recent discovery. This one is my particular favorite. It comes in a 2-pack. This is my runner-up. I like that it shows the percentage on it. This one does as well. Charges by USB-C, both of them. But it hooks directly into the bottom. Like take the little cap off, and it hooks directly into the bottom of your phone. Like so. And charges. So if I'm going to be at the park for like a half day and I know that we're going to be going back to the resort to take a break, if it's on a travel day and I know I'm, not going to be filming as much or using my phone as much, I can get by with this. This can charge, I get about 1.5 charges, like full charges on one of these. And like I said, this one comes in a 2-pack, so this is my favorite. I can charge my earphones, my earbuds, I can charge my camera, I can charge kind of whatever I need to charge on it. And it's a lot lighter and smaller and takes up, not a whole lot of space. So especially if I'm doing like a belt bag or a fanny pack with me instead of a full-on backpack, this is going to be the one that I'm bringing with me. Speaking of earbuds, these are my absolute hands down favorite. Have used these for years. Not 4 years, but like for years I have used these. I'm an Android girly. I don't like iPhones, so I don't have AirPods. These are the Jabras. Charges by USB-C. This is a charger case, so I can charge the earbuds like 4 times with a full charge in this case. And my favorite part about them is that they are independent earbuds, because I've had some older ones that didn't do this. But I can have one earbud in, listen to it until it goes completely dead. Like, especially on long road trips, I've done this. Listen to one until it's gone completely dead, put that in the case to charge, pop the other one in. Can listen to the other one till that one goes completely dead. Also, if I'm traveling with my children, I like to just have one earbud in, so I'm still fully aware of my surroundings and I can still hear them if they need me. Or like if you're at the airport and you need to listen for announcements in case your gate changes, your flight changes, whatever, you're fully cognizant of your surroundings still, and they're interchangeable. So these, hands down, my favorite travel earbuds. Not for running. I have like the Bose Sports that I use when I'm running, but traveling, can't beat Jabras. Kids headphones. I can't tell you how many packing videos I see of people traveling with children that pack those giant headphones that, they kind of fold in on each other, but they're still this big around. I have some. I use them in the car on road trips. Flying, no dice. These, I cannot speak enough good things about these headphones for traveling. And I'll insert pictures here of my kids wearing them. They have the speaker in here. They are Bluetooth, and they also come with an audio jack. So if you have like a Kindle Fire Kids or something that doesn't Bluetooth connect, you can still hook the audio jack in them. I use them Bluetooth only because, my kids' devices are Bluetooth. but they fit snugly around their head. They have breathable mesh. They turn on and off right here. The volume is good. It's not too quiet. These fold up to like nothing to be able to put in my backpack. So if I had to put these in my pocket or shove them in a backpack really quickly, they take up no space. Again, I travel personal item spirit all the time. So I'm trying to pack as minimally as I can and as much space saver stuff as I can. Hands down favorite kids headphones. Next up, Carabiners. Not something you'd think about. Telling you these are lifesavers. Hook these to the top strap of a backpack. And then at Disney, I carry my popcorn bucket on it. When I'm traveling to Disney, I bring that refillable popcorn bucket because Mama likes her popcorn and I don't want to pay for a new one. Hook that on there. Water bottle, hook that on there. Like so. Carabiners, like I'm just telling you, they come in handy. So that's kind of like a, not everyone, you don't really need them, but if you have a couple of Carabiners, pop them on that loop on your backpack and bring it with you. So like you can get a heavier duty one like this. See if I can get it to focus. Or the cheapy little ones like this. Amazon, Home Depot, Walmart, Harbor Freight, whatever. Carabiners come in handy. Okay, travel sunglasses. I have really nice, expensive Costa sunglasses that I use in my car. I'm not bringing those to the zoo, to Disney World, walking around Chicago, whatever, because if they drop and they scratch, or I drop them in the river or off the Jungle Cruise or whatever, I'm going to be devastated. These are my absolute favorite travel sunglasses. They are the Knockaround brand. So these are my two favorite styles. I have a smaller shaped head. I have an oval, small peanut head. Like I can literally wear children's baseball cap sizes because adult sizes, like just regular woman baseball caps, are way too big for my head and they like tuck my ears in them. They're so big. So having a smaller head, these stay on my head. I can look down. They don't fall off. They are perfect. These are my favorites. I have worn these in so many videos, I can't even tell you, but these are fast lanes, the style of these. They're all polarized, which is another plus. Like usually if you get cheapy sunglasses, they aren't polarized. I have sensitive eyes, so polarized are kind of a must for me. But these are the premiums. These are my second favorite style. And again, they don't fall off when I look down. So especially if I'm traveling with like my little kids, I'm constantly looking down, tending to them, holding their hand, you know, leading them somewhere, fixing plates, whatever. These don't fall off. They are very lightweight. They are comfortable. I also have pressure point issues and they do not cause pressure points behind my ears on my head. Like I can't wear the Disney Park brand like Minnie Mouse ears because they give me massive migraines because of the pressure points, because they squeeze your head so tightly. These are super lightweight. They range from like $30 to $40 a pair. And you can often get sales like on Amazon. They'll usually have like a 20% coupon on certain colors, or the actual website will have sales as well. And I'll link the Amazon ones down below, as well as I have like a referral link to the website you can use. I think you'll get like $10 off or something. But Knockaround brand, they come in the little cotton cases. Especially if you're going to Disney World, don't use a hard sunglass case because that's going to set off the security and you're going to have to get your bag searched. Favorite sunglasses. Next up, favorite shoes. These are my favorite tennis shoes for traveling. You can see they're kind of low profile and lightweight. They don't need breaking in for me. It's the Ultra brand. And this, my favorite style is the Escalantes. They are shaped like a foot. After pregnancy, I developed a neuroma in my left foot. I've already had one surgery on it and I need another one to fix other issues, but I can't have my toes squinched up like this, like most tennis shoe shapes have, for whatever reason. Like, I'm gonna take my current shoe that I'm wearing, the Adidas Cloudform, which is also super comfy. But if you can see, I have stretched out the sides of it from my feet trying to splay when I walk. And I have narrow feet and a high arch. But these have the foot shape. So there is room in the toe box for your pinky toe to go. So your pinky toe is not smashed in and getting rubbed and blistered when you walk. Comfy shoes are a must. These Ultras, like I literally cannot sing enough praises from the rooftop on those. I have them in so many colors. I think those are the 2.5, but I also have the 3s and the 2s. So yeah, like I can't sing enough praises. My sandals. My husband hates these. He says they are so ugly and I better not ever wear them with white socks or he's leaving me. But they are the Skechers, like On Brilliance Go Walk or something like that. I literally have these in like 5 or 6 colors. Rainy day at Disney, summertime, you're wearing a cute little summer dress. Put these on. I can walk 20,000 steps in these with no blisters, no achy feet. They have a little bit of like the cushion memory foam. They dry quickly if you get caught in a hurricane, which has happened to me at Disney. Hands down favorite sandals. Now everyone has their favorites. Tevas I know are popular. I tried them and I got a pair and they rubbed horrifically. Like the strap, whatever the strap material was made out of, like here, rubbed my like toes down here. I was like, they're gonna end up cutting into my toes. So I couldn't. These, I can't sing enough praises about them. So that's shoes. Next up is gonna be first aid of some sort. So that's gonna be right there, my top absolute must-haves, hands down, no matter where you're going. The next items I'm moving into is gonna be take it or leave it kind of items. A lot of it's gonna be more like if you have kids with you, more necessary kind of items. I typically travel with my children. I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. So first aid for me is gonna be something that I have to have with me at all times as a mom. Also as an adult, if I'm going to Disney World, I'm gonna need first aid on me because things happen. So I like to travel with like these little travel pill containers. They have 3 compartments and I've got, let's see, I got a probiotic and something else in there from a previous trip, but it's got 3 little compartments there. I think that's like a kid's chewable, kid's probiotic, that's what that is. But it's got 3 compartments in it. Before a trip, I fill this to the top of Tylenol, ibuprofen, kids chewable Tylenol and ibuprofen. And then I'll usually put like some Tums or Pepto as well if I've got room. But I always have that. Band-Aids. These can be used for blisters too. Some kind of like antiseptic wipe. So I have kids. They fall and scrape their knees constantly. Wipe them down. I travel with these little travel packets of like Neosporin. And then also the spray Neosporin works really well. I'm just out of that at the moment, but I've got plenty of these little travel packets. So it's just full of Neo. So I toss a couple of those, a couple of wipes, that packet of Band-Aids, blister Band-Aids if I'm going to Disney World. Like I said, when I walked all around Chicago, etc. Sometimes, I mean, even those sandals, sometimes like on one little spot, if it gets wet or something, it can rub just the wrong way. Or if my toes feel in a certain kind of way and my gait is off a little bit, it's always just nice to have blister Band-Aids. And then like my kids, if you have kids, you know they grow like weeds. So they're constantly moving up a shoe size. Sometimes a trip just happens to fall during a growth spurt and they're wearing brand new shoes for the trip because they just sized out of their old ones. New shoes rub. So blister protection helps tremendously. And then I also always have something like these little Stallmates packets in there because I'll toss a few of these little packs. Both of my kids are on Miralax every morning. Otherwise, things arise. They're seeing a pediatric GI. I'm not self-medicating them. But sometimes we need a little bit of extra help with that. If you know, you know. So I always try to have like wet wipes. And then I'll usually have like feminine wipes for myself. If we're going somewhere in the middle of summer, Nobody wants swamp booty. So, you know, sometimes it's nice to have a little something to freshen up with. And then boogie hands are my favorite. Again, I have kids, so I just have this one. They have adult versions of hand sanitizing wipes as well, but it's antibacterial hand wipes. So instead of traveling with like Clorox wipes to wipe things down, I found it easier to just travel with these, because not only can I use these to wipe a table down if it's gross, or like the airplane tray table, or like sides, but it's also safe to use on hands. So my kids have a Mickey bar. Their hands are covered in sticky. Wipe them down with this. My kids are touching my kids and my husband, touching all the handrails, all the interactive things. Disgusting. Wipe them down with this. So it's kind of like a blanket catch-all wipe. I don't wipe their faces with that because they are eczema prone. So I bring Aveeno like face wipes or the water wipes for that. But this is good for actually removing those germs from their hands. And then kind of honorable mention with the first aid. I got, I think it was like $30, this set from Amazon of these little pouches. Y'all, I have used the heck out of these pouches. They are the perfect size to organize things. So like for the park bag, for my kids' school bags, if like my suitcase and stuff, like I'll use one if it's that time. All of my feminine products go in here. If you have a tween or a teen, this is perfect to make like a little period kit for their backpacks. I put my first aid in here. So this is what I use as my first aid bag to put the Band-Aids and the pill pack and I won't bring this whole thing. I'll take a couple of them out and put in there. A couple of these, all of that goes in there, and then that goes in my park bag. So if I'm switching park bags, I like to bring a couple of options sometimes. I can just pull that out and go. I'll use it to put like, whenever I'm traveling with my daughter, I'll use that as one for all of her hair stuff. So I'll put like her travel wet brush, all of her little elastic ponytails, all of her bows, things like that will go in one of those pouches in a suitcase. So I don't have it just kind of free roaming and floating around. But yeah, these pouches have been kind of invaluable. Like I have used the mess out of these. And you can get a smaller pack. Like I said, I just went ahead and got the big pack because I use them for so many different things. And I like to just have them on hand when I need them. So first aid, check. Next is gonna be rain gear. If you're going somewhere in the summertime where you're gonna be like out all day, you're going to Italy, you're touring the whole city, you're going to Ireland, you're touring, you know, the countryside, you're going to Disney World, you're going to Disneyland, you're going to the zoo all day. You're going somewhere where you're going to be outside and it may rain. One of my favorite umbrellas, this one, if you can see, has the like UPF coating. So this is also good for a sunshade. If you're at Disney in the middle of the summer, pop this open, you've got shade. So you're not just baking in the sun. If you're waiting for a parade to start or something, I have opened this and sat with me and a kid under it, so we're not just scorched. But it's also a good size for two people, so like me and a kid if I need it. My other favorite, and I'll link it down below, is my Tote's personal sized umbrella. Tote's is an amazing brand, but it's a little bit smaller, and I actually have it packed in my backpack for an upcoming trip. But those are my two favorite travel umbrellas. And then sometimes the umbrella isn't enough, so I also like to have something else. This is my favorite disposable poncho. It, as you can see, it kind of like buttons up. It's got sleeves. It fits kind of like a raincoat, but it's a throwaway. So at the end of the, you know, trip or whatever, I just toss it in the trash can. Less I got to bring back with me. I'm not dealing with wet stuff that I'm bringing back. It has the sleeves. It has the drawstring on the hood to actually make it fit my head. The only negative is it does not fit a backpack under it unless you're like this big around. Clearly I am not. It only holds my body in it. I'm a size 14 or a large, extra large for size reference, and it fits me with some extra room, but not enough extra room to have a full backpack underneath, which is why I also carry an umbrella to kind of hold like this to keep my backpack dry. And then this I used on a recent trip with a girlfriend, and it worked beautifully. Is a Vera Bradley packable raincoat. It's super lightweight, like very, very lightweight. So you're not going to completely cook in the summer, and it's not heavy in your backpack. The only thing is it's not completely waterproof. So if you're in like a monsoon, it's going to eventually soak through. We were there in the spring, got caught in some spring showers. It did beautifully. So this is honorable mention. And then this is going to be, if you were the type of person that likes to do laundry on a trip, a lot of hotels will have like a laundry room that you can pay to use the machines. Bring laundry sheets instead of having to pay, $3 for a little packet of detergent, one-time use. Also, most of them have Tide. When I go to my in-laws, I bring these because my in-laws use Tide. Like I said, my kids are eczema prone. I am extremely sensitive skinned and will break out in hives if I use a strong detergent. So I like to bring my own dryer or laundry sheets. I put them in a little Ziploc baggie. They take up like literally no room in my suitcase. They fold flat, sit at the bottom of my suitcase. So like when I go to my in-laws, I like to do a couple of loads of laundry. So I'm coming home with clean clothes and I'm not coming home to a mountain of laundry. A lot of people like to do laundry at Disney. If you have a rest day, you're doing a pool day, you got a little free time, go toss your clothes in the laundry and come back home with clean clothes so you're not faced with that. And then I also like these soap sheets. It came in a massive box, and I've had this in the closet for 2 years already, but it comes with these soap sheets. They are this big, and then I like to just tear them into fourths. So if I'm going somewhere and I want to rinse out like my water cup or my kid's water cup, or if you've got a kid that, needs like kid-sized spoons or utensils or the popcorn bucket at Disney, I just like to have a couple of these on hand. Again, they take up no room in my suitcase, but I can wash out items like that. Like I'm bringing some for my trip in May because I'm probably going to get a coffee mug. That's my go-to souvenir when I go to Disney. And I'll use that in the morning for my morning coffee. So I can just use that to clean it out in the mornings in the bathroom sink. Honorable mention on that one. This one, I'm going to get some flack for it, and that's okay. It's bad for the environment. If you have little kids, I like to bring them for me too, but especially if you have little kids, they are individually wrapped plastic straws, little plastic bendy straws. Each one of them is wrapped up. I can toss a couple of these in the park bag, the stroller, whatever. Disney and a lot of places are only doing those paper straws now. They make my coffee taste gross. If you have little kids, they chew on them or drool on them and they turn into paper mache and close up and don't work. A lot of people will do the reusable silicone straws, and I have some. I'll link the ones I have down below. But honestly, if I'm going to someplace like Disney, I'm trying to make my life as easy as possible, and I'd like to just have something I can throw away after and not have to figure out how to wash it in the bathroom sink, especially a straw, because you got to use the straw thing to like get in there and clean it, and it's just a headache I don't want to deal with. So I always pack straws with me. And then last but not least, I always pack snacks. Whether I'm with my kids or I'm by myself as an adult, I pack some kind of like protein bar, beef jerky sticks, candy, whatever. I always bring these for my kids to help with takeoff and landing for their ears, to get their jaws chewing and working. But I always pack some kind of snacks with me in a backpack because I'm not paying $5 for a granola bar at the airport, personally. But yeah, so that is going to be it for all of my like absolute must-have travel essentials that I take on pretty much every trip. So hopefully this was helpful and kind of narrowing down, some of the best bags and things like that for you to bring on your trip. Make sure you give this video a like and a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, subscribe, and follow along for more travel content. Bye guys.